Lindsay here, back at it again with another one. I got my score from the swap meet weekend. Every spring of the year and the fall of the year, we have a local swap meet here, something that I started back in 19. Basically, I got together with the boys from Eastbound Park. That's the local track here for stock car racing and drag racing. They hold a bunch of events there as well. And I got together with them, and basically we started a swap meet that'll be going on every spring and every fall of the year, and it's really taken off. Now, this weekend past was the swap meet, and we had a beautiful week coming up until Saturday, and then I woke up Saturday morning and it was pouring. But like all swap meets that I've been to and seen on the mainland, rain or shine, to go ahead. So I expected to go to the swap meet and go out there, and it'll be a rough old day. It was cold, it was raining, it was miserable. Everybody knew that it was going ahead, whether it was rain or shine, and I was totally amazed at the turnout. Okay, we had an amazing turnout for that facilities, for that event, because of the rain. I was totally amazed with it. If it hadn't been sunny that day, I don't know how big it would have got that day. But I can tell you there was a lot of vendors there. There was a lot of great stuff. I made a lot of good scores, right? So I'm going to take you on a trip now, show you around, see what we had, and what kind of stuff we had at the swap meet. And then after that, I'm going to take you back and show you the gear that I bought. Stick around. It works. So here's my score from the weekend. I kind of like got carried away with it. I saw stuff that I was looking for, things that I needed, and I turned around as I couldn't pass them up, right? Now, some things I just bought because I got an addiction to them, namely these vice grips. They are a cheap line, but I got them cheap enough that, you know, they're good to have around. So I bought basically almost every vice grip the uncle had there. I've been after one of these here impact drivers now for a while to go with my set, so I went and found one of them. They're half cheap, so I picked up one of them. Also picked up these here wedges. These are for Krusty. They're for the leaf springs. They come in 4 degree and 2 degree, so I can play around with that if I need be. I got them at the swap meet. This was a good score. My old black Chevy has Pinto set up on the front of it, has little small rotors, and has drop spindles in it, okay? I've been talking now for a while now, doing an upgrade on that and putting larger rotors on it with the GM calibers, okay? And I come across this setup, okay? This is a Pinto rotor, or a Pinto stub, with a 2-inch drop spindle, with the bracket on it that bolts up to the GM caliber. And it comes with these real fancy rotors. I would have been happy with stock ones. But, and it comes with 2 bolt patterns, so I couldn't pass it up. Coming across this stuff here locally, you know, it's amazing to be able to find it and at a local swap meet. It's amazing. This here is a TCI trans brake kit. I got this for 400 Chevy. This is for the Toyota. What I paid for this, basically everything on this table, if I had to buy that new, I got all this for less than that. So do your homework on that, and you'll figure that out, how much these here are. These are not cheap, okay? So I picked this up at the swap meet, and I also picked up a LS fuse box for doing, if you're doing a conversion on an LS. I couldn't pass that up. That is for the Chevy as well, for the 51 Chevy. I intend to put an LS in that, so I needed something like that. And I seen this, another little fuse box. Nice little setup, comes with the fuses, instructions. It's a nice little setup. Couldn't pass it up, so I had to have it. I'm kind of a sucker for wiring stuff, and it's a nice little fuse box. It was there the whole day, and I went back and basically picked it up for like 20 bucks or something. So couldn't pass it up. Of course, then it was a full set of gauges. I don't know if I'm going to use these ones on Wendy's or not, or I'm going to keep them for the Toyota. I want to put mechanical gauges in the Toyota. I will be going with the Terminator X, but for oil pressure and water temperature and amperage, I'm a bit old school. I would like to have this here visual so I can keep an eye on it. So I know it comes with a gauge, it'll have it all in it, the readings are there. But while I'm sitting in the car, I can glance down. When you're old school, you glance at gauges a lot. You get to know your gauges. So if something's going to be hard for me to step from doing this setup, going into a little tiny fuse, a little tiny gauge thing on the dash with everything wrote on it to keep an eye on it. So I figured, you know, of course, I got it for a good price and everything, so couldn't pass it up. And one of the big things I got was, or one of the good things I got was Wendy's carburetor. I've been waiting on a carburetor now a couple of years, trying to find one. I wanted an Elbrock. This is the carburetor I wanted. I wanted something with a choke on it, electric choke. And a friend of mine had this here at the show, and basically I couldn't pass it up. I had to get it. That was one of the first items I got. I went out to the swap meet to get a carburetor for Wendy's Mustang, and I ended up coming home with all this. Last but not least, one thing I'm going to need for the Toyota is a fire suit. And just so happens this big boy managed to come across a fire suit that I can fit into. A lot of this stuff come from the same guy. He's a local drag racer, a good friend of mine. And basically, he had a lot of this stuff, so it's not like I'm buying it off total strangers. And he had this here he bought a car a number of years ago, and this was with the car. And so I tried it on to fit, so I needs it. But like, you can picture how much this stuff would be if you bought it all. These kits, the trans brake, the fuse box, a fire suit and pants. Like, you know, if you've ever went to buy all this stuff, when you realize it, everything on this table here, this here is roughly about, I think, about $800. This trans brake system, PCI one. I priced it up today, Canadian, and that's what it is. Everything on this table never added up to $800. So I thought it was a good score. It's probably the most I've bought at a swap meet in a long time, but it was like everything I saw had a purpose, and I said, I need that for my car, 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 I need that for Wendy's car. So, you know, it all added up, and I said to myself, okay, putting stuff together. So it was a very good swap meet, considering the weather. Had a lot of good scores. I put these off every spring and every fall at Eastbound Park. Great bunch of people to work with. They got a fantastic facilities, dealing in stock car and drag racing, and they do special events as well. So if you're ever in the neighborhood out around Avondale or in St. John's area and want to take in some local motorsports, that's the place to go. Anyway, I don't know if there's any tips in this, but anyway, tips are good. And until next time.